last thing I think is the thing that we can focus on organically to retain people is focusing on your client experience and what that means and what that looks like to a business.
Yeah, and I think when we talk about client experience, is really important for you to understand that there is actually two parallel client experience exist in the same time.
But the way that you can retain those clients is going to be your biggest money maker, I think, is that because they trust you, that they might be coming to you for one thing, but then you'll be able to introduce them to something else.
The other thing is what Jodie just mentioned. We saw a couple of companies who are promising clients, and just, be aware of, like, we don't know, we didn't test them, but just think about it, when someone is promising you 100 or 150 clients, the question is, what kind of clients? Because when you are doing marketing, do you want to attract the right clients to your business?
Hello and welcome, everyone. It's great to be back. I'm Jodie Fielden and I'm joined by my work wife, bestie and business partner, Adrienne Varga. During these podcasts, we share how you can leverage your passion into profit. Whether you're a budding entrepreneur, a seasoned business owner, or someone who's just thinking about starting out, you're in the right place because we've just about done it all. And we're here to share with you that you can too, because it's time to believe your business can be everything you ever wanted.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. It's really, really great to see you back for episode 28. And today we will be talking about something very, very exciting. It is something that holding many salon, spa, and studio owners back. And this is the belief that paid ads and social media are the quickest and easiest way to grow their clientele base.
Yeah, and if you've been pouring money into Facebook ads and Instagram promotions or other paid marketing strategies and you're not seeing the results or the return on investment that you expected, it's time to ask yourself a very critical question. Why aren't the clients you already have coming back?
Yes, and that's a very, very relevant question. And we're going to touch a couple of points what we really wanted to talk about, because many times what happens, people, they think their only solution to grow their clients or make more money, that they actually going to spend money on marketing, and that marketing miraculously is just going to create money. And the truth is, and the reality is very, very different from what people think, isn't it?
Yeah, look, we fell into the same trap as well. Remember when we first started our paid marketing, we thought, that's all right, I will just pay someone to run these ads for us. I'll put thousands of dollars into it and I'll get new clients. And it just doesn't work that way. So I think one of the first things that we should probably look at is, and I think it's the most important thing when it comes to marketing before you even consider doing paid ads, is to have a look at, like we said, why they aren't coming back. And the first reason I'll get Audrey to talk on is client retention over new acquisition. Like, why would we want to look at client retention instead of just getting new clients in?
Yeah, and this is actually the first thing what we look into it when someone comes to us and say, well, I just don't seem to have enough clients. And the very first thing before we ask you to spend any money on marketing is basically to have a look, are you keeping the clients who are already there? And if you don't, then we really need to figure it out. What is it? Why they are not coming back to the business? Because if you don't retain clients and you actually invite new clients into the business and you're losing them, then you actually spending a lot of money on getting clients who are never going to stay with you for long term. And that's a really, really big issue, because marketing is costing so much money and you putting money into a black hole, and you are praying and hoping that clients are going to come and they're going to stay with you.
Mm-hmm. And especially, like when you have a look at your database, now this is for salons and studios and clinics that have been running for, around 3 years. We find it's at the 2 or 3 year mark that most people come to us and say, I need more clients. I'm just not getting enough clients. And then we're like, okay, well, what have you been doing to get clients up until this point? And how many are still with you? Because unless you're a brand new salon and you're right, okay, I'm starting from scratch, I have zero clientele, then, you've got to start looking at the ground up. And one of those first places would be, paid marketing and that, because you don't have a base to work off. But if you've got a base to work off and you've had a business for a couple of years, the big important question that we said is you've got to ask yourself and take that really difficult step of looking at yourself and going, all right, well, how many clients have been coming to my business and how many are there now, and why aren't, why have I lost them? And those clients that you've been attracting, like there's going to be 2 reasons that they're leaving. And I guess Audrey will talk more about this, but one, it's like you didn't live up to expectation, or 2, they were just there for a discount.
Yeah. And then if you don't monitor, what's going on with your clients, what will happen, which happened to me, a couple of times. One morning you wake up and you say, oh my God, I didn't see Sally for such a long time. And you think it was like probably Sally missed like 2 appointments. But by the time you get to the computer and you have a look, Sally left 6 months ago or 9 months ago. And then it's too late for you to call Sally because it looks quite silly, isn't it? You call them and you ask, I just realized you didn't come for 9 months. What happened? So it's very, very important for us to actually have a strategy around it. How are we going to do this? What is going to be the time frame? And also, when we call, what we're going to ask. Because yes, they can leave because, you didn't live up to the expectations, or, maybe one of your team members upset them, or maybe things which you never really think about it, why they leave, people are paying attention to things what we don't. And it can be very, very simple, just like music. The music what you are playing is too loud, they cannot relax. Or, maybe someone just didn't say hello to them, and because they are long-term clients, they felt like, well, you should, or your team should treat me much, much better. So we don't know. And this is why we actually want to figure it out. What is it, the problem, and why they are not coming back? And sometimes it can be that simple that they moved to a different town, or they moved overseas and they just forgot to tell us. And then, if we don't ask, we don't know.
Exactly. And I think something that people need to look at when they've come to them, like either, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, usually when a new person comes into the business and you say, oh, how did you hear about us? And it's like, oh, my friend so-and-so goes to you. I've been looking for a change, or it's not working for me. And so I really like what you do for them. So I'm here because of that. Now, that is the biggest motivator to get someone into your business. But it's also the biggest loser for you, because you haven't been maintaining that relationship of existing clients, offering them change, offering them additional services, offering them solutions for, things that in their journey, whether it's their body, their face, or their hair, it changes over time. And the way they feel about it is going to change over time. So you need to make sure that you're on top of that the entire time, instead of waiting for them to go, oh, so-and-so's hair looks fantastic, I'll just go to her hairdresser. Or so-and-so, I was telling her about my back and it's my person still isn't fixing it, or there's this new paint, that's how the biggest generation of new clients and momentum of clients moving is, because expectations are not being met, or they're looking for something different because they're bored of where they are.
Yes, absolutely. And I totally can agree with that. It is basically because we have this way of thinking. It's a misconception, we need to look after new clients. We need to get those new clients in. And in the way, we're forgetting about the clients who are already there. And we don't even understand that when you putting money into marketing, Facebook, Instagram, or anything else, it's actually like a lottery, like, are we going to reach the right clients who are going to come? Are they going to come with the thought in mind, to stay with us because they literally looking for genuinely looking for new stylist or new skin specialist? Or we have an advertisement when we're lowering our pricing dramatically and we're just going to get clients into the business, and then we don't have a plan. So when it comes to the most strategic and financially the most smart way to grow our business is basically thinking about how we can retain our clientele. And also, if someone is leaving, to figure it out why they leave and have a strategy around it. Can we get those clients back? And if we cannot, then we need to learn from it, and we need to make sure that we are not going to make the same mistake again.
Yeah, exactly. So, and there's a couple of things that you can do to really focus on the organic side of your marketing. So that's what we call organic, if you're not sure about these terms, is organic is what happens naturally, and you're not putting any money into it. So it could be word of mouth. It could be you put like something on your Facebook or Instagram or one of your socials that is not paid. It's just going to the people that are following you. It can be, a notice in your local, community newsletter. On any of those things that don't cost you money, that's organic. Word of mouth is always the best because it's coming from a trusted source. So we call that a warm introduction or a warm lead, because they've found out of someone that they can already see the results. They trust in the results, so they're coming to you with that trust already. And then the cold leads are what we call when, someone will see something on Facebook or a flyer or something like that, or they're Googling and they come across you and go, oh, all right, I'll try them. So that there's no trust there. So you have to really be able to focus on that trust, building it. And if someone comes to you with that, what we call warm, is that you're able to meet their expectations and deliver on what they have preconceived in their mind, because they are going to have, especially if they're coming from someone's hair that looks or makeup or skin that looks amazing, they're going to come in with a preconceived expectation of what you can deliver. And yet you need to be careful that you manage that expectation, because their hair, skin, body is completely different to who they saw it on. So, there's a whole plethora of things that go into it, but the way that you can retain those clients is going to be your biggest money maker, I think, is that because they trust you, that they might be coming to you for one thing, but then you'll be able to introduce them to something else. So you're able to make more money off that one client than having 10 new ones come in for a low ticket item.
Yeah, and then the problem with the low ticket items, like if you put together marketing and you give discounts, 40%, 50%, or whatever it is, the thing is that normally you don't even break even, so you don't even cover your costs. And if you don't know your pricing, like if you don't strategically calculated your pricing, you don't even know if you are breaking even with that offer. So when we are putting together marketing and when our salon is ready for a proper marketing, we always taking it into consideration that what is going to be my break even on certain services, and how am I going to make sure that I'm going to create an offer which is a win-win offer, and I'm going to have plan ahead. How am I going to retain those clients to the business? And just back to the thing what you were saying, Jodie, like when someone being referred by someone, or like it happened to me, like people, they kept stopping my clients in supermarkets because my blondes, and I did a lot of very short, very trendy pixie blondes, and they just kept stopping my clients, and like then they find me through that way. But the thing is really that you need to make sure that when a new client comes in, then you will be able to retain them. And if someone is recommending that person to you, the trust is already like 50% trust in there. It's not like when someone comes with an offer and like sometimes they are just so resistant, they just want to take whatever the offer is, and off they go, like they don't even have an intention to build a relationship with you. They just want to take the offer and leave.
The mindset is very different between the two. Right. I think someone that comes in from an offer of a special or something is that they're there to get everything that they can out of you for the least amount of money that they can. And then if you do a good job, maybe they might stay, but it's the mindset of, like it's when you go to the a hotel, right? And you see the free like the free gifts, like whether it's chocolate or coffee or, little biscuits or something like that. And you can see all that there at the hotel. So you go in it and you're like getting all the free stuff because it's like, I'm making sure I get my value for money, as opposed to someone that's coming in because they know you do an excellent job. They're there, having that trust and they're open to suggestions. So it's just very different.
Yes, absolutely. And I totally agree with you on that, because many times you feel robbed, isn't it? Like when a new client comes on a discounted offer and then you cannot sell anything, you cannot even sell a product, and that client just goes, and you can feel like, well, this was the first and last visit. You just feel robbed, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's important that, like what Audrey was saying, is that you have the plan and a plan for, how to keep them, how to get them back, and how to offer them something else. So and it all comes back to being prepared. So
yeah. One more thing what I wanted to touch based on this, because we were in the same situation also, like many times we believe just because someone can put an advertisement on Meta, or on Instagram, they can do the back end, that they will be great for marketing for us. But many times these marketing agencies, and obviously there are some of, exceptions in there who, professional for the industry. But, many times marketing agencies, they say, put together a really good offer, a very punchy, discount and special, and they just do the back end. So when we are actually preparing salons or studios to put together advertisement, the copy and the offer is extremely, extremely important, because to plug it in at the back end is not that difficult than actually to come up with the right copy, the right picture, and the right offer. And once you have all this and you put the advertisement into the platform, then the back end, you need to train your team what is the offer, and also how are we going to recall, how are we going to make sure those clients are going to come back. And most of the marketing companies, they don't do this depth when it comes to marketing.
Yeah. And look, the thing is as well with marketing, people have this misconception, like say if you're a hairdresser, there's a basic formula you can follow, and you're going to get the same results every time. You know what that outcome is going to be, and your experience, depending on the client history and the hair type and all that kind of stuff, what the outcome, you've got a pretty good idea of what that outcome is going to be. It's the same with whether you're a Pilates instructor or a skin clinician. The steps that you take, you're going to get a result. Marketing, you don't have that guarantee. You know, you can do all the right steps. In marketing, you can do all the right steps, technical steps, and then it just doesn't work. So it's like you really are throwing mud at a wall. And we have this expectation, especially because if we're in the service industry, that you follow these steps, you're going to get a result. In marketing, it doesn't work that way. And people need to come into it being aware that it does not work that way. Just because you're paying an expert to deliver a result, you're not guaranteed that result. And that's why, you know, like they lock you into 3 and 6 month or 12-month contracts, because they're like, oh, you need to give us time to be able to test it. And that testing is just them constantly tweaking it, going, oh, this copy's not working, that copy's not working. So people go in and think that they're going to pay 10 grand in 2 weeks and I'm going to get 200 new clients. It does not work that way. And unfortunately, the industry isn't regulated at all. So you've got all these social media experts that can make like a pretty Instagram or, you know, all that kind of thing. But we think that because they can do that they are going to get us the clients. And it is absolutely not true. Some of the best performing ads are the ugliest ads on there, you know, and especially in the beauty and wellness and hair industry, we're attracted to aesthetically pleasing visually ads, but those aren't necessarily the ones that work. And we need to really break that misconception within the industry that just because you're paying a marketing specialist big bucks, you're going to get results. This is why so many people come away to us burnt, saying, I've been to this marketing people, I've done that, I've had these paid ads, they don't work. So, you know, why am I doing it? Well, they don't work because you haven't gone through the organic steps first to make sure what you're putting out there is going to at least be halfway to what you need to attract people.
Yes, absolutely. And I totally agree. You know, like you need to test what works organically for you, for your salon and for your audience. And if it doesn't work organically, just because you throw money into it, it's not going to make it to work. The other thing is what Jodie just mentioned. We saw a couple of companies who are promising clients, you know, and just, you know, be aware of, like, we don't know, we didn't test them, but just think about it, you know, like when someone is promising you 100 or 150 client, you know, the question is, what kind of clients? Because when you are doing marketing, you want to attract the right clients to your business. You don't just want anyone. And this is when great deals are just going to bring you anyone. But can you grow your business with just anyone? And the answer is no. You know, like normally you cannot grow your business with just anyone, because, you know, like if 80% of the client who comes to your business, they come because you're doing discounts and their intention is not to stay with you, like how are you going to grow? Or 90%?
Yeah, look, I mean, if that's your business model, just high, cheap turnover and making yourself or your team just work under the pump and just push them out, okay, great. But if you're wanting to not have to work so hard, have, you know, the whole work smarter, not harder, have team that are happy, not a high team turnover, you don't get burnt out, your clients aren't really difficult to deal with because they want a lot for nothing, then yeah, you need to be careful about who you're inviting into the business.
Yes, absolutely. And I totally and I totally and I totally agree about it. And just because someone is good, you know, to create campaign at the back end in your meta, it doesn't mean that they understand our industry, and it doesn't mean that they can put together a proper promotion. So just be careful about it. The other thing is, I think when it comes to, you know, choosing between, you know, like, am I going to figure it out who is not coming back and deal with the confrontation of asking those questions why they are not coming back? or I just going to throw money into marketing and get new clients. Many times, salon and studio owners, they actually shy away from basically to call clients and face the music, unfortunately. So
90% of the salon, 90% of business owners that we speak to and work with, their first thing is, no, I'd rather pay to have the ads run than to feel uncomfortable having an awkward conversation.
Yes. And the thing is, if you think about it, when you decide that you want a business for yourself, asking for feedback, or be comfortable with confrontational things, it's just part of the business. Like, you really need to become that curious person who wants to ask the right questions from the right people, and in this case, people who are not coming back, and I really want to figure it out why they are not coming back, instead of putting my head in the sand and let's just do the marketing, grab those people. Seemingly money is coming into the business because marketing is working, and then a couple of months ahead, we're going to look back and we're going to say none of those clients stayed with us.
Just while you were saying that, I just remembered a conversation that we were having about, an organic thing is that maybe gift vouchers and things like that. And how a lot of business owners don't realize how that can actually be a false economy and get us into trouble. And it's, people think, oh no, I'm selling a whole heap of gift vouchers or these special vouchers, and I've got all this cash flow coming in. They're not taking into consideration the time that those people, when they come in to redeem those vouchers, are then going to be taken up later on. And so then you're going to have the gap of the cash. You're going to be doing the work with no cash coming in. So you've got to be very careful around things like that too, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I say, I have nothing against vouchers, but you need to have a strategy around it. And that's very important, how you're going to handle the money. And also, once those clients are going to come in, what is your strategy? You're just going to do the service for the, for the value of the voucher, or do you have any other plans? And, when someone comes with a voucher because someone purchased the voucher as a gift voucher or whatever, it's a really, really good chance for you to actually, to make sure with the right strategy, you can retain those clients too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just trying to, I'm toggling and I'm driving in and out. Audrey's video freezes sometimes, so it'll be interesting to see the technical difficulties. I think our sound's all right. It'll just be the video that could be a bit wonky today.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know why my internet is terrible.
I think it's the weather.
Yeah.
I don't know why the weather affects our internet, but it does.
Yeah.
Right. So the last thing I think is the thing that we can focus on organically to retain people is focusing on your client experience and what that means and what that looks like to a business.
Yeah, and I think when we talk about client experience, is really important for you to understand that there is actually two parallel client experience exist in the same time. And unfortunately, most of the time, people only focusing on one element, which is client experience for new clients. And that's it. And the clients who are already there for you, the experience is not mapped out. And I think that's a very, very big mistake, because those people who are already with you, as Jodie mentioned before, those are the best people who actually can promote your business, absolutely complementary.
Yeah, exactly. It's when we talk about the client experience, and Adrienne teaches the whole system of the client journey. So that's from when the moment, not even when they book in with you, it's from when they think about they need you. And it goes all the way through until the day that they don't come back anymore. And it's a journey that doesn't end unless you let it end. So it's really important to be able to map that out. and know exactly what you're going to do and offer differently. So this is when you also look at your point of difference from the other businesses around you. What makes me special? What can I do to make sure people are talking about how good it is coming to me? And what makes me different to other people that are my competition? It also can stem into, like what you're promoting on Instagram and Facebook, and from that point of view, if you're looking to grow that your social media organically, is that you need to make sure the people that are following you are people that you want to follow you, instead of just, unless your strategy is to become an influencer, and it doesn't matter how many, like who your audience is, and you just want to be an influencer, then that's something completely different to being a business that you want clients to see your socials and come to you because of what they're seeing on those socials. And so therefore you need to make sure, doing the follow me back strategies where you've got other business owners, unless they're potential clients, but other in your own industry and friends and all that, which are great. But you need to make sure the strategy where you're getting people to follow you are your potential clients.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. It's very, very important for us to remember that we need to attract the right clients. And to be able to attract the right clients, you need to have the right offer. And that right offer is not necessarily the marketing company is going to be able to put it together, which is an industry specific offer. And discounting is actually not a right way to attract your right clients into the business.
Yeah, especially not in our industry. Our industries, hair, beauty, skin, wellness, like having the discount chasers in, like I said, unless you're a high turnover business, which the majority are not, then those offers aren't great. So I guess the bottom line is, before you begin using paid ads and social media marketing or you need to make sure your organic strategy is flawless and your client retention is high. Otherwise you risk just pouring money into a bucket with holes in it.
Yes. And that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
All right. Well, it looks like the time is getting near, and poor Audrey's internet is
struggling.
Yeah. So if you want some more tips on boosting client retention or organic growth, we're more than happy to have a chat. We have our demos, which is our Salon Accelerator program, which is basically everything we've been talking about today, isn't it, Aj?
Yes, absolutely. If you are interested to look into a way to figure this out and make sure you're going to be strategic about gaining and retaining clients, we're going to leave a link for you, and you can book a demo with us and we can talk this through with you. This is a free demo. There is no, is no commitment needed. The only commitment is, if you book the demo, just please show up, or if you need to change, just change it or cancel it. But there is no commitment. But what we offer is the right way and is the right strategy, which normally delivers really, really great results in the next 12 to 16 weeks.
Yeah, look, you can find, just popped it up there on the screen, at focusgdt.com/our links. And you'll be able to book in the demo. You'll be able to take our quiz, and you can have a look at our client success stories from there as well. Audrey, you can do, okay, I always get it wrong. So Adriana, as per the end of every episode that we've done for the last 6 months, can you please
Yes, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and our handle is always the same at FocusGDT.
Okay, guys, we will see you next, probably in a fortnight, I think it is, Audrey, isn't it?
Yes, yes. And the good thing is now we are organizing guests on our podcast, like people.
We've got some great guests coming up.
Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting. We invited a couple of salon owners we work with, and we invited a couple of marketing specialists also. So just stay tuned, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye.